Oh yeah? If the boys are so good, why is there not the girls? The Boys is absolutely today's most popular balls, butthole and shaft show, with occasional superhero scenes to pad out the runtime.
That was diabolical!
I've just finished the 4th season of the show, and it is absolutely hands down some of the best satire I've seen in recent years, going really heavy-handed with the US political allegory.
What you and Starlight and her evil, woke followers are doing to this great country.
But I really loved it, despite the show definitely beginning to Flanderize Vought and the rest of the characters. I particularly love Vought playing the role of every massive, greedy, disingenuous US corporation.
Truly, there is no good here.
I thought Vought using Queen Maeve's homosexuality as nothing more than a marketing ploy.
Representation matters.
She's #Brave Maeve.
Really well highlighted how the likes of Disney, Amazon and Netflix are so transparent with their insincerity and trend-chasing habits that they're practically see-through, yet entirely under the belief that they're being perceived as earnest. But today we are going to be cooking up some Compound V and Temp V. Compound V is the serum that gives every superhero their powers, developed entirely in secret by Vought. It's kept its superheroes in action for America, and its profits sky high since the Second World War. Come season 3, Billy Butcher is given a few doses of Temp V, or V24, covertly by Queen Maeve to aid him on his quest to finally take down Homelander for good. Temp V is, as it sounds, a temporary version of the drug that hopefully isn't as fatal to adults as its counterpart Compound V.
Oh, great. So powers maybe my bollocks will apply footballs.
My money for the end of the show, by the way, is Billy Butcher not killing Homelander, but being redeemed as he dies. And Homelander either sees the light and kills himself, or puts himself into exile. I would bet money on it. They're going full Shakespearean tragedy with it, either Macbeth or King Lear, as a nice counterbalance to the vapid modern schlock that they've been parodying for all these years. Seriously, Homelander is Macbeth and Butcher is Macduff. Mark my words.
All right, good talk. Think about it. I'm here all day, all right?
So first, let's make some Temp V, which is synonymous with our protagonist, Billy Butcher, and it's being served in these test tubes, naturally. This is going to be a shake and drink. We are going to start with some green tea infused London dry gin. Carl Urban obviously putting a ridiculous inflection on his hyper-exaggerated Cockney accent. Billy Butcher is a proper English lad. So we've got London dry gin. Obviously, got to go with a sort of English-British spirit here. And Brits, we love tea. Didn't want to do black tea in this. I thought it would mess with the colour and the flavour a little bit. But green tea, I thought would work very well with London dry gin, and is very popular here still, and I think keeps us thematically right on pace. We are going to start with 3/4 of an ounce of green tea infused London dry gin. We are going to use 3/4 of an ounce of Midori, because green. We are going to need 3/4 of an ounce of Cointreau. And finally 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. Into my shaker. Diabolical. And shake. Now, as I'm not going to be able to pour the cocktail straight from there into the test tube, I'm going to strain it first into this Pyrex, just so I have a sort of funnel. Oh, that is looking just right. Oh, that's perfect. We are going to take 2 of these and 1 of the small ones, and we're going to pour that in. They can sit there for the moment. And before we try them, we are now going to make our Compound V. Compound V is a much stronger, original classic version of Temp V. And what's a stronger, more classic cocktail? Well, a martini, I think. Now, Vought, when he was creating compound V. He wasn't an American, he was working for the Nazi Party and then defected to America in order to give his compound V to the US Army, allowing for the creation of Soldier Boy.
Fab Five Freddy told me everybody's fly.
So Homelander and Soldier Boy and all the suits have this air of being true red-blooded Americans, but they were created by a German. So naturally it only seemed right for the base of our compound V to be a German schnapps. Schnapps in Germany basically meaning, usually it means an eau de vie, unaged fruit brandy, but I think it also more broadly applies to pretty much any spirit and liqueur. This schnapps that we are using is made from maize, I think. This is essentially a German vodka, but it's got a little bit more character. We are going to start with 2 ounces of German schnapps. We need 3/4 ounce of a dry vermouth. Mandatory in a martini like this. And again, it blew. So we are using a scant 1/4 ounce, maybe even less, of blue curacao. Orangey notes I think always go really, really nice in a classic martini, which is why we are also using some orange bitters. Definitely mandatory in a classic martini.
Stay calm and follow the law.
Almost never see anyone actually utilising the orange bitters, the crucial 3rd ingredient in a martini, otherwise it's just a vermouth and gin. Kind of like making an old-fashioned without Angostura. Sinful. 2 dashes. We're going to add ice and stir. This is the 2nd blue stirred cocktail I've made today. Oh, just realised that. About 30 seconds, that's probably enough. We're going to take our remaining test tubes and strain this in. And there we have some compound V and Temp V. I'm really happy with the way these came out. I've not tasted these yet, so bottoms up. Oh, bloody hell.
Fucking diabolical.
Oh, that's good. First, you get bright lemon and orange. Very quickly you get that right up front. Then the Midori comes in, it's got that very candy-ish kind of taste. That comes in right on the back end. And then just as that's fading out, you get a little bit of that London dry gin and the sort of herbaceousness of that green tea. That's delicious, that is very Moorish. This is a perfect shooting drink, by the way, one you can just knock back onto the next. Fantastic to serve at a party. Now let's try the compound V. The stronger classic version. I don't know how this is gonna taste. Ooh, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, I was expecting that to be quite harsh. That tiny bit of sweetness that that scant amount of blue curacao brings out is fantastic for the likes of the vermouth. And I always think dry vermouth has a kind of grassy element to the flavour profile. And that is highlighted really, really nicely by the German schnapps, that I think it really does kind of have a sort of grassy, mossy element. And weirdly enough, the sweetness you would think would counteract that, but it really bolsters that up. I debated expressing some grapefruit oils in there, but I'm glad I didn't do that because I think that really would have overpowered a lot of those more delicate notes that are in here. Because we have that blue curacao, that quite strong, punchy, sweet orange flavour, any oils would just, I think, confuse that and you would lose the grassy, more delicate, more herbal notes that are in here. Oh, I feel stronger already.
Here you go. Drink this.
See? Who would give that to a child?
And now, with the announcement of a Soldier Boy and Stormfront prequel series, The Boys has become unsatisfyingly disingenuous as the corporations they parody through Vought. They just can't let a good thing die. No good deed goes unpunished.
Can actually cause erectile dysfunction.
What's erectile dysfunction?
I honestly have no idea.
Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun watching this video as I had making it. I really enjoy doing these sort of pop culture deep dives and relating that into a cocktail. And I think this one has worked really well. I think we're able to find a few ingredients that work thematically really well with the characters and themes we're trying to represent here. So that's all for now. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one, and don't be a killer.